So many of you are over supplementing your horse. Let me explain. So, in my practice, I walk into barn aisles or barn feed rooms all the time, and people want to show me and get my opinion on the supplements and what they're feeding their horse. And the thing is I usually go in there and there's like a stack. It's like each horse needs its own little like cart to show and to transport all of the supplements that they're on. And this can be supplements, this can be herbs, this can be all sorts of nutritional products. And while they mean well because they're really trying to give their horse like the best nutrition, that many of the times they are stacking supplements, they're stacking herbs, and it's creating havoc in the body and they don't even realize it. I know it's really easy to go into the online stores and say, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing, I'll put my horse on this. And you can just like scroll through and find all these things of like, yeah, my horse suffers from that, I'll put him on this. And before you know it, your horse is on like 4 supplements plus their feed and an herbal product or 2. And you have no idea, one, that some of the ingredients are stacking on top of one another. So you're getting, say, magnesium, you're getting it in 3 different sources. One of them may be bioavailable, one of them's not, maybe none of them are. And then of course you're doing the same thing with herbal products, which is sometimes are mixed in with the supplements. And then you've got herbs that are counteracting one another, or herbs that are acting synergistically together, or just the hodgepodge of herbs that are together that would never be in a formula. Or what I've seen is like horses on 3 or 4 different herbal products, each from a different background, meaning like one is Ayurvedic herbs and the other one's Chinese medicine herbs and the other one's Western herbs. And so they have like 30 herbs that this horse is getting, and there is no scientific research, 1, to support what they're doing, or 2, to actually show how those herbs are interacting with one another. So while nutrition is extremely important in horses and it is a foundation of health, no arguments there, we have a tendency to like overdo it, right? So we're like, oh, I hear that mushrooms are great, so we go out and we get a mushroom product for our horse. Well, it's not the fruiting body, it's the mycelium, and then it's not even a good product. And you can name this over and over and over. My horse is nervous, so I put him on this magnesium and B12 supplement. And then you have a horse that like isn't even magnesium deficient, and then they're wondering why the supplement didn't work. And so we could go on and on and on with this. And so I have a few words of advice. Number 1 is only feed that which you really need. So be able to look at your horse's diet. Is this meeting the requirements for my horse with this kind of forage, this kind of turnout, this kind of body weight, this work level, and this age and stage of development? Is my horse getting what they need? And then once you have those basics down, then you can say, is there some supplementation that would help my horse with a current problem? But I would pick 1, maybe 2 max. And if you had some questions about whether they were a problem, maybe interacting with what you're already doing or stacking extra supplements, meaning both of them have selenium in them and now you have too much selenium in the diet, then you need to consult someone who can help you with that. When it comes to herbs, I recommend 1 herbal formula at a time. Horses should not live on herbs just for the rest of their life. You should be giving them herbs for a specific time only, and to work on a specific thing. Now there is herbs that are more nutritional in value, and there is herbs that are like have more generic things like turmeric for anti-inflammatory, but there should be a very specific reason that you're giving it to the horse, and not just, oh, this sounds like something my horse might do well on. The other thing is you want to keep it to either 1 formula. So that means if it's a Chinese herbal formula, it could have from like 3, 4 to 10 ingredients, but they are already scientifically proven to work and be good together. So no contraindications there. So that is fine, 1 formula. Or if you're using more Western herbs, which have tendency not to be as much in formulas, but to use like 2 or 3 together, technically that is a formula, but I would keep it to those like 3 herbs or less, unless you're working with an herbalist. But no, please stop doing where you're adding, I have an herbal formula here and an herbal formula over here, and then I've got this supplement and it's got herbs in it, and I got this other supplement, plus they're getting a ration balancer. Like, please stop, 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 okay? What happens is it overloads your horse. It overloads their liver, it overloads their kidney, because they got to flush all that stuff out. And sometimes you're just wasting money because you're just making really expensive pee. Or you could be having vitamins and minerals in there that aren't even bioavailable. So like the horse can't do anything with them. They can't actually utilize what you're giving them. So you're taxing their system, and then you're not even giving them something they can utilize. So at Hale and Hearty Horses, one of the foundations that we go over is nourishment. It's where we talk all about this entire subject in depth, and we give you guidelines of how to educate yourself on what to pick for your horse so that you can individualize your horse's care, but you also aren't getting, caught up in the marketing hype of that your horse needs every product out there. So that is one of the foundations that we teach here at Hale and Hearty Horses. There is 3 other ones, but we'll get into them in a later date. In the Hale and Hearty Horse Collective, I actually have a program that you can plug in the data of all of your supplements, all of your feeds, and your forage, and how, like, what you know about your forage if you've done a hay analysis. And it will actually tell you if there's any red flags where, hey, you've got too much selenium, or hey, you don't have enough calcium, hey, you have this mineral and it's not bioavailable, so you can't tell how much your horse is actually able to utilize. So that is actually in the Hale and Hearty Horses Collective. Right now there's a wait list to get in. I haven't actually launched that program, but go to haleheartyhorses.com and sign up to get on the wait list for when that becomes available, which it's going to be a membership, but you're also going to get a lot of additional stuff. You're going to get the full course that goes over the 4 foundations, which obviously you'll get access to that program that will be able to help you make sense of your feeding, and a whole host of other things that we'll go into in other videos. So I'll see you guys in the collective.